Welcome back to Ruger Precision, the channel dedicated to getting you more points at your competitive shooting matches. Now today is probably a very anticipated video where we finally get to take the Ruger Precision Rimfire Rifle out and find out, does it actually shoot? Now I have gotten some comments about this rifle in particular, about how it doesn't shoot well, it's not accurate, it's not a good platform for NRL22. But what we have to do is take a step back and think of accuracy in terms of perspective. Now, by no means am I saying this is going to give us bench rest accuracy, but when we look at practical accuracy for things like NRL22, the smallest target we usually engage is the 1/4 inch target on the KYL rack at 35 yards. Now, using my little conversion chart that I'll put down here, we see that that target is about 0.2 mils wide or about 0.68 MOA. So if we can achieve group sizes of that or smaller, we should be able to engage every single target at an NRL22 match. In fact, I looked at the October Course of Fire, which I will be publishing videos on in the future, so make sure you're subscribed with notifications enabled. Those will be coming out this week as well. But I looked at this Course of Fire. There are 51 targets in the Course of Fire for October 2022. And even if your rifle is capable of holding a 1 MOA group, you can engage 90% of the targets. So without further ado, let's introduce the candidates. First, we have good old CCI standard velocity ammunition. Pretty much bulk pack, relatively affordable, all around plinking ammunition. Can it hold up to NRL22 accuracy standards? We'll find out. Next, we'll test out SK Rifle Match in the red box, and I've had good luck with this ammunition before, so I'm hoping it also works in this rifle. Next up, SK Standard Plus, yellow box ammunition. These results are pretty surprising. And maybe a more premium ammunition, Lapua Center X. I don't have a lot of this, but I was going to give it a go and see what happens in this rifle. So I've got the targets here, so let's see what I did at the range for CCI Standard. So as you can see, those groups are nothing to write home about. I'll put some Ballistic X calculations of group size, and as you can see, pretty terrible. So I guess I'm gonna have to get rid of this hat. Okay, much better. Let's move on to SK Rifle Match red box. So I was relatively happy with that performance, and on the target here, pretty consistent across groups for SK Rifle Match in the red box. I was also measuring velocity at the same time, and I was getting bigger standard deviations than I would have hoped to from this rifle. Interesting note, out of my CZ with a 20-inch barrel, I was getting velocities close to 1,090 feet per second. Out of this barrel, which is 18.5 inches, and not as tight of a match chamber, I was getting closer to 1,050 feet per second. All right, let's take a look at the Standard Plus yellow box. Now, as you can see, those groups were all over the place. I even wrote SKWTF on the target because that was very shocking to me. This rifle does not like that ammunition. Last up, Lapua Center X. Now with Lapua Center X, we were actually able to achieve some of the smallest group sizes across the entire day of shooting. And it's unfortunate because this is my last box of ammunition. But because I live in the great state of Arizona, the Lapua Testing Center is only about 30 minutes away from me. So I could take this rifle in and get it tested for different lots of Center X and really dial it in. Definitely a promising solution. Just have to save a bunch of pennies so I can buy an entire case of ammunition at a time. But if that's something you want to see on this channel, and maybe the people at Lapua would be nice enough to let me film in there about the whole process, going through what lot testing does, some of the advantages it can provide, and the whole process of sourcing ammunition and finding a box or a case of ammunition that works well in your rifle, let me know in the comments and I'll see what I can do. So I'm in a little bit of predicament. Like I said, last box here of Center X. I have a ton of this lot of SK rifle match. So can we take those groups, which are pretty close to the Center X groups, not as good, a little bit more vertical spread, definitely a bigger spread in velocities, which is going to be difficult at long range for our ballistics. But can we tighten those groups up with a tuner? And that's going to be the next trip to the range. So please stick around if you want to know about what tuning does. I think there's a lot of misconceptions out there about what tuning actually achieves and how to actually properly test for tuning. I'm going to start with a quick and dirty tuning test, but there's actually a secret technique used by Olympians to use barrel tuners to their optimal thing, but I can't use, technically, Lapua ammo. We're going to have to find some Ely ammo to do that, and I'll tell you why in future videos. So stick around, make sure you're subscribed, and let me know in the comments, is this thing a shooter? Is it a contender? I'm going to take it to the August match and enroll in a base class, so we'll see. Stay tuned, and as always, score more points.